Good morning, I'm Chip.
Hey, good morning, I'm Steve.
And I'm Cody, the owner of the rod shop here in Hudson, Florida.
And this is Chip's Garage. You didn't do very good on that, Steve.
I'm a little slow. I didn't have my coffee.
You didn't have your coffee. That's a good thing when Steve doesn't have his coffee.
You know what?
Hey, real quick shout out, FloridaCarShows.com. Tara, go online, FLACarshows.com. Every car show in Florida, articles, newsletters, awesome thing to do.
Leadfoot City's coming up.
Oh, Leadfoot City.
I've been waiting. Well, all of us have been waiting.
Yeah, is this going to run at Leadfoot City?
We hope to test out there.
Okay,
That's
good.
awesome.
Okay.
All right,
So-
and
Kelly.
Yep,
at
Kelly.
Nature Coast Cruising. Here she is today with us.
yeah, she's becoming like our third member now.
You know,
You know what's going on here?
I like having her around.
I
She's
love
fun.
having her
Yeah,
around.
we do.
Yeah.
I love being around because I learned so much from these guys.
There you go. And that's the key. Get involved, right? Women, young kids, just get involved, man.
Yep.
We love sharing stuff, right? We don't profess to be experts.
We're not.
Yeah,
These are the experts, right?
Yeah, he's more of an expert than we are by a long shot. We just want to keep the car culture going. Get the women, the younger people, let them sit in your car, right?
Absolutely.
Take them for a ride in it.
Yep.
You know, those kind of things. But let's get into this today, Cody. This is your shop car.
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
this is a 1957 Chevrolet Belair. It's like you said, it's the shop car. It's going to be advertising for the rod shop, and it's going to showcase what we do.
Nice shop car.
And so we'll just get right into it.
Yeah, no, real quick though, because you mentioned earlier, but you have a time limit on this.
Yep. So into January, this car is registered for Sick Week 2025. It's a drag and drive race event. It's an extremely hard event to get into. 350 cars sold out in 2 minutes.
Oh my
We're
God.
extremely lucky to even be in it.
Yeah.
We're going to run it in a dial your own index class, 1150 and slower. This is a street car.
Yeah.
We didn't want to put a roll bar in it or nothing like that.
Okay.
So
They have different classes.
Yeah, they got a lot of different classes to fit whatever you're looking to do.
Yeah.
That's what's going to fit us best. And this car, for the way it's built.
And you go to different tracks, is that correct?
Yep.
Drive
so
to different tracks.
Drive. You got to drive the cars. It
Race
starts,
them, drive them, race them, drive them. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it starts in South Georgia Motorsports Park, then it travels to Bradenton Motorsports Park, then to Orlando, then Gainesville, then back to South Georgia for the final day. It's a whole week-long event,
Yeah.
and it's going to be a heck of a ride.
I want to go.
It's funny, I used to, when
Yeah.
I worked in Tampa, coming home on the interstate, I used to see 4 or 5 of them at that time.
Yeah.
And then they'd pull over to this rest stop, I'd go talk to the guys.
Yeah.
They were so cool.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, that's a good thing for our viewers and those you just getting into it is, look, if you see one of these at a gas station or a store, talk to the
Talk to
people.
them.
Generally,
Yeah.
most people are very, very kind about
Ask them a
this.
few questions.
I want to spend a lot of time on this, though. So it's going to be patina, I heard.
Yep, it's going to be a patina finish. It's going to be very similar to what you see here.
Let's just look
In the end,
Right here.
it'll look a little different, but you get the kind of the idea. It's going to have that patina look.
Look
Yeah.
how solid right here around the windows. Usually it rusts out. Look how solid this car is.
It's this car was purchased out of a private collection. It sat inside for well over 30 years, completely taken apart.
Wow.
That's why it is as nice as it is.
Now, is that a complete new frame?
Nope, that is the numbers matching chassis to this car.
Really?
It
So
was-
obviously it's all been.
It's all been restored. It's factory upper lower control arms that all have been rebuilt.
Is this painted or powder coated?
That's painted.
Painted. Look very nice.
Yep.
Semi-gloss, yeah.
Yep. It's every bit of it's been gone through.
Added sway bars on
Yep, we
these.
got a CPP sway bar in the front. We did a QA1 coilover kit in the front.
Nice.
And we did a Wilwood front brake combination.
So let's point some of that out. If we'll look in here, you can see the coilovers. In here, you can see the Wilwood brakes and the disc.
You know what I'm impressed? This is 1955, and they're still using
57.
Or I mean, excuse me, 5 through 7, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say that. And they're still using the original suspension.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Still,
So the
it's-
Tri-5s were so ahead of their time.
Right, I know.
Their stuff is still relevant
Yeah.
to today.
You bring up a good point because I know on my 71 Duster, it's the same thing. I was going to change over to AR, tubular A-arms and all this, and I did some research on it. It says you're much better rebuilding the stock suspension for what I'm using it for.
Yeah, for what, it's all about what you're going to use it for.
Right.
For me, I've been around a lot of these cars. I know that this combination will give me what I want. It'll handle good, it'll ride good,
Right, beautiful.
and it'll last.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
It was designed for it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and we mentioned that in another video is, look, when you get into one of these, know what you want it for, right? I would think you would think that's the most important thing of any customer. What are you going to use this for? What do you want it to do?
right.
Because that's where you start, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because then you can design it, custom design it to meet their every need.
Yeah, so this car here, the main goal is to have a car you can drive every day.
Yeah.
It's going to be comfortable, reliable, and cool.
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah,
be
cool.
wicked cool.
You say you're going to drive it to work every day, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So everything's oriented around that. Like the engine here that you're looking at, started as a 6-liter LQ9.
Okay.
We built in-house. It's factory crankshaft, forge rods, pistons, custom camshaft in this engine. Heads are all stainless valves, pack springs, all the good parts in it. We chose to stay with factory style accessories, and we
Okay.
did that so if you're out on the road, you can get a replacement part.
Sure.
So
Smart, and again, supporting the fact of what we said. Know what you're going to use the car for.
Yeah.
You think proactively about things like that. Great, because nothing worse than to get out there and have an old school part or a specific hot rod part that's hard to get, and you're driving a car every day, or you're going from here to Georgia, and you can't get the part.
exactly.
This is all GM stuff here, like
Yep.
all
The
that.
mounting brackets are all from CVF Racing. That's all
Okay.
billet, but it still utilizes all the factory parts and pieces.
But you still can get the belt at a Napa or something. or
exactly.
AutoZone.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
How much horsepower?
This should make 5 to 550 at the
Wow,
crankshaft.
okay.
And do it all day long.
Yeah, wow,
day.
that's
Very nice.
awesome.
6 liters,
It's
nice.
got a 4L80E
Okay,
transmission.
Very good combination.
Great transmission. It's going to be super reliable.
What's it got for a rear end?
A Ford 9-inch.
Ford 9-inch.
It's,
There you go.
it's
way
Can't
to go.
beat that.
This car here, we tubbed the wheel tubs, narrowed the 9-inch to fit this car. It's on this tire that's on. It's like 13.25 wide. So it's got some meat in the back.
Yeah.
It's
Beautiful. Go ahead. Beautiful headers.
Yep. So that's a stainless header, universal header. We wanted to keep everything on this car very, very serviceable. So in the event of anything, it's easy to work on.
Yeah.
As you can see, there's tons of room to get the header on and off, to
tons,
do whatever you need to do.
Yeah. You don't have to hit it with a hammer here to make it fit.
That's the tightest spot on these
Yeah,
cars,
that's
and it
not
clears
bad.
it
That's
fantastic.
Yeah. Now
Now-
these are actually shorties, right?
Yeah.
Technically a shorty. We've done some work.
Let's look at show viewers over here. So you can see it
They're a
better.
universal header,
pretty much.
and we made them work for this application.
Yeah.
But
Okay. And you were saying you do TIG welding, you do stainless, so
Yes, sir.
everything. Yeah, I've seen some of your stainless work. It's just
yeah, so
unbelievable.
it's all going to be stainless. Everything V-banded. Everything will be removable, serviceable. It'll be mounted on like factory rubber mounting points. So
Yeah.
to keep
Yeah.
the vibration down.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Firewall's been fully customized,
I like
shaved,
that.
custom painted. The engine bay will be finished out 100%. I mean, it'll be top notch. We
Yeah.
pop the hood.
That's
So
gonna
it'll surprise people.
Is this the color it's going to be in the engine bay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it'll
Yep.
be gold
So that is
around
a,
here.
that's from Custom Paints. That's one of their metallic gold
I like
colors.
that gold.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
it really
It's gonna be
pops.
yeah.
So that's going to be sweet.
Well, let's look at the underside.
All right, yeah, we'll get it up and look at the underside.
Well, you want to finish on the top
Oh,
first?
okay.
Or no,
Oh,
just
You got to
let's
show
just
them the shifter.
let's
Oh,
just go
yes,
through.
yes, I
There's.
forgot.
I want to
I
check
was so
everything
excited
out.
about
I
the
know.
underside,
I know.
you know,
Well,
it's
I
like,
want to
yeah,
see
no.
it too.
All right, go ahead, Cody.
So in this project, we wanted the shifter to work. We wanted it to be ergonomically correct. We wanted it to, when you get in the back seat of these cars, you have to slide the front seat forward.
Sure.
And the only way to really make everything jive together is to have it move with the seat. So we got the shifter moving with the seat. The cable's routed in a way
Let's-
where it operates.
Yeah, let's look down here. So what happens is they slide it forward, because again, it's a driver, he's going to have people in it. The whole shifter moves with the seat. That's awesome.
And that That mounts, that's a big block Chevy
Yeah, see the connecting rod?
billet rod that we used as a riser.
Yeah, right here. So that's a piston
cool.
rod.
Kind of a
cut.
little custom feature
Yeah.
there.
Again, guys, this is the reason you go to a shop like this is because they think through things like this. It makes a huge difference
Yeah.
long term.
Like, if you were to floor mount a shifter, it's, you know, you got to reach way down and then you can't move the seat forward. So this was the answer to solve all the problems.
Now, what are
Or
you going to
cut the
end
seat.
up doing with the interior?
Factory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
All new?
No. So I have every part and piece original 1957, and it's all in fantastic shape.
Wow. So you're just going to restore the original?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
We are going to refinish the dashboard in factory Matador Red,
Okay.
and then that's going to be a beautiful piece. I mean, it's getting Dakota Digital RTX gauges,
Okay.
Vintage Air Gen 5 AC.
Yeah.
I mean, all
Unbelievable stereo
the
system.
new.
Oh, yeah.
We got the package tray cut out for all the speakers and tweeters that are going to be going in it.
Yeah.
It's going to be
We like music.
Yeah.
So
gonna be a beautiful ride.
yeah. And then,
it's
like
cool
I was
there.
telling you, we widened the factory wheel tubs to accommodate the bigger tires.
You can see right
So
here where they added
that's
it
just
in.
the. we
And
just
it's not
added
real
it.
noticeable.
No, and this is all going to be Raptor lined as
Yeah.
well, seam sealed Raptor line.
But it's not like, you know, some of them you see they're way in here, but
Right.
they're not noticeable. You didn't cut that much
No,
up.
no, most people
Look
won't
at
know.
You put the seam back in there. And
Yeah, we shaved out the spare tire well.
Yep.
These are actually to clear the shackles. So we moved the leaf springs on this car inboard.
Okay.
So that's to clear that, so it ain't rubbing. But we're
Look how clean this is. Look at this.
yeah, it's a super solid car. We're
Hard to find them like this.
oh
this solid.
man, we got lucky
Yeah.
to find a car
Blessed.
like this. Blessed.
Blessed.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, let's.
Can we do it
let's
now?
Get there.
Can we do
let's
it now?
get there,
All right.
Steve.
You know, I get a little excited.
Yeah.
The underside's beautiful. It's almost like you don't want to drive it.
Here's the thing, and you know, he mentioned it's got to be ready for January. I mean, it's November, so
And he has a business to run in the holidays, you know?
I know.
Yeah, so. And for everybody out there, buy one of these. Buy a two-poster.
Absolutely.
That's the only way to go, isn't it?
We got 3 of them. We use them all day long. Saves your back.
Yeah.
Saves a lot of things, and time, right?
Yeah.
It makes a big difference in your time. Oh wow, there's a lot going on under here.
Oh, that's why I wanted to, I was like excited. I wanted to lift
I
up.
hadn't looked at
Tip, come on, lift it up.
complete Cal Trac setup, I
Yeah.
see. But take us through it, Cody.
Okay, we'll start at the front.
All right.
You guys, we pretty much went over what's going on up there. Custom oil pan for this combo.
Let's show them everything. Bill.
Yeah.
This is, and maybe even from the front here, this is amazing what they got going
It's
on.
it's all factory steering. It's got a Borgerson power steering box. They make really great products.
Yeah, no rack and pinion.
No, I'm not a major fan of the rack and pinion. I've been around it. This combination works.
Yeah.
You know, just real simple. It's
Well,
simply
like you
put.
said, they were basically ahead of their time, and it's a good solid feel, right?
Yeah, with
when you
that
rebuild it.
box, they actually handle really nice.
Good.
But you really need one of these, right? A lot of people don't run these like they're
The
supposed
front
to.
sway bar.
Yeah.
The front sway bar makes a huge difference on the front of these cars.
Yeah.
Typically, you don't even need a rear most commonly.
Right.
You can if you want more, but the front does a great job.
Yep.
4L80, like we talked about, custom tranny cross member, and we started mocking up the front half of the exhaust. So all stainless. It'll have an H pipe. It's got a drive shaft safety loop that goes here as well. It'll have Borla stainless mufflers. This whole center part of the exhaust will all be V-banded. It'll be able to be dropped out for service. If you need to remove the tranny or whatever comes up along the way.
Again, that's why you use one of these shops to
Yeah.
think through this stuff.
So, and then we already plumbed the rear brake system. We got a line lock solenoid on the rear,
You can
Which
see,
is-
let's show the viewers up in here.
which is not normal. What we're going to use it for we're going to have the button on the shifter operate that line lock.
Okay.
And we're going to lock out the rear brakes. So we can
lock out the rear brakes.
Yes, sir. So we can do long rolling burnouts.
There you go.
Okay.
And not heat up the rear brakes.
Okay.
Yep.
It's just to keep the rear brakes.
Yeah. Oh
happy.
yeah.
Is that aluminum?
Yep, that's an
Yeah.
aluminum 3.5-inch drive shaft from PST. It's rated for 1,200 horsepower, 8,000 RPM. That's what they wanted to run in this car, so they are the experts on
Who's
drive
they?
shafts. Precision Shaft Technologies in
So
Clearwater.
they said that would be best for this. Really?
Yeah, they are the experts when it comes to drive shafts. You
Yeah.
tell them, when you call them up, you tell them what you got going on, and you just listen to them.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
they want, you
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah.
and you'll be happy in the end.
Yep.
So we moved the leaf springs centered with the frame to get more
Yeah,
tire
pointed
clearance.
out up in
Yeah,
there,
right here.
Steve,
Cut
so they
it
can
out.
see
Yep.
Cut it out and boxed it.
That's
You
with
have to
the-
box it.
Yep, that's
then-
the
yeah.
pocket kit.
Yeah. See it right here?
We
Yeah.
are running a
Down here.
full Calvert Racing rear suspension package. It's their mono leaf, it's their Cal Trac bars, their shocks, their everything.
Yeah, just
Everything.
point some of this out you're talking about, but tell them what it does and show them what they're doing so
So-
they understand it.
Cal Trac bars, they maintain pinion angle under acceleration. With some horsepower and a sticky tire, it's going to want to drive the pinion up. So those bars will maintain pinion angle in this situation.
Now, why is that so important, especially for drag racers or hot rodders?
So it's important for consistent launching of the car, wheel hop.
Wheel
You don't
hop,
want to be
yeah.
wrapping the springs.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
break a spring, you'll break an axle, you'll just break parts, period.
Right.
This will aid in traction. So it's all around great parts and pieces. We run their shocks on the back. They're high quality pieces.
There's the shock mount.
Yep, we moved the upper shock bar. That's a tubular piece that we welded in. Typically, they would go to the body, through the body to
Yeah.
mount the upper
Yeah,
shock.
up through here.
We got it off of that and into that bar.
Yeah. Then you notch the frame.
Yeah, we had to notch the frame back
Then
here
move
for
it
the
in.
shackles.
Yeah, right here.
That's why we had to
Yeah.
notch the floor.
Yep.
So it's all
Very nicely done.
Shackles really an old school, and I like that. There's a lot of old school going on with the new school, but you can see where there's two.
Yeah, the
So again,
adjustments.
he's got an adjustment here. You got a ton of adjustment on these bars here.
Yep.
You loosen them up, and you can tighten them from one side to the other, or loosen them.
Yeah,
There's just
so
a ton of adjustment.
These are 2-inch lowering springs from them guys, from Calvert. And then you have the option of another 1/2 inch at the shackle.
Yeah, and notice this is a one piece.
Yeah, mono.
Yeah.
Yep. The rear end, it's actually an old 70s truck rear, 3 1/4 tube, not
good way
Ford
to go.
9-inch. Good housing. We had to narrow it for this application with billet housing ends, custom axles, 350 gear.
You
True-
did all that here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
True
good,
track.
good, good.
We run all the high quality parts in it. We get everything from Quick Performance these days.
Okay.
They're the leaders in rear end parts.
I want to point something out here. If you look here, they put a drain plug,
plug,
which
yeah.
is
Yep.
unbelievable great
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
to do.
yeah,
You can see where they welded it in. Makes it much easier.
Yeah.
But did you notice they didn't paint it? They cleared it. They
Yeah.
left it old school
Yes,
rusty
sir.
and cleared it.
Yeah, well, that's with the patina look.
Yeah,
If you can look
yeah.
here real close, you can see what he's talking
Back
about.
here is even more
and
you
that's
can
how
see
you're
it.
going to leave it, right?
Yes, sir. That's just a neat little feature.
Absolutely.
This
did-
is. Go ahead.
We did a Ford Explorer rear brakes on this car.
Okay.
We plumb everything with stainless brake line, all custom made for the
Yeah.
application.
See all this here.
Yep, all made for this.
And notice Ford is the 9-inch is one of the best rear ends I have.
It truly is, and then as we move along, price point on parts and pieces for the 9-inch, very affordable.
Yeah.
You can put together a package that's super strong for a good deal.
Well, in less than an hour, you could pull the gear out.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
you pull
yeah.
the axles out, pull this out, and you can switch gears.
Yeah. Like quick performance, like for a real quick instance, you can get a ring and pinion for, I don't know, $150.
I know.
Which is
Yeah,
incredible.
unbelievable. Now, did you mention what gear it has in it?
It's a 350 gear.
Okay.
It's like, I was saying, this is a street car. I want to be able to drive it every day. I want to be able to go 80 miles an hour down the highway.
Yeah, yeah.
If I, just want to cruise.
I call it a good in-between gear.
Yeah.
350,
You could-
370.
You could get it up a little higher if you wanted to, but then you're kind of losing some top end on the
Yeah,
highway.
yeah.
This was, like you said, a happy medium.
Right. Absolutely.
Have you thought of gear vendor, putting overdrive in it?
That's a 4-speed lockup overdrive unit.
Okay.
We should be pretty well suited with that
Okay.
as is.
Okay.
What size are the tires?
It's a 325 50 15. That's a Nitto 555R drag radial.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's get the back of it here so
Yeah.
we can show the viewers.
That
what-
is
And just explain the drag radio to our viewers.
drag
here.
radial. It's just oriented more towards drag racing. As you can see, there's not a lot of tread. You will not get 60,000 miles out of that tire.
Right.
Maybe 6.
Maybe 5,000, 6,000 miles is all you're going to get out of it. But you will get the traction you want.
And they are legal. They are DOT.
They're
legal.
fully DOT legal,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah. So they have a softer compound,
Right.
just
Very
so you know.
soft.
That helps you get
Yeah.
more of the grip. And then the way they designed the tread is so you can
Mm-hmm.
almost get a slick.
And then the front tire is also a Nitto 555 Gen 2. That's like a summer performance tire.
Yeah.
And that's a great street tire.
And I like the fact, and I know on these shoebox Chevys, you got the little wider tire, which makes a big difference in these and how they handle. You don't
Yep.
want to be going with those little skinny tires up front on
Yep.
these.
kept
Especially as a driver, again, it's what you use it for.
I kept a 17-inch front wheel. I wanted to keep the sidewall on the tire because that just helps with ride quality.
Well, you know, you make a good point. Not only ride quality, but for traction, you're better to have the sidewall so you can make the adjustments. You're going to get better grip with a bigger sidewall. A lot of the younger people don't know that. Now, tell us what you got going on here with wheels.
So the wheels
I
are
love
actually
these.
an interesting story.
Beautiful. Look at Chevy.
They are actually an extremely affordable wheel. They're made by Summit. It's one of their house brand wheels.
I like them.
And then Casey, who works for me, he does laser engraving.
Yeah.
On the side, he does powder coating and guns, all sorts of different things. But he laser engraved the Tri-5 crest
Right there.
in the
I
center cap.
love it.
That is so cool. Look at that.
Yeah, we're going to add neat little features like that throughout the car.
That's sharp.
But yeah, that's just the Summit wheel. It's nothing high dollar, you know.
Yeah. They look awesome.
I think we got the whole set for like $650.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So
unbelievable.
I mean, can't beat that.
No.
Yeah. Now, are you putting all the Bel Air trim back on this? All of it?
Everything except for the rocker trim, and then we
Okay,
also
which would be-
shaved the like the 3 hash marks on the front fenders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We shaved them off.
Yeah.
Just to kind of give it a like.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know Skip and his Nomad.
Yeah.
I fell in love with how it was shaved.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful car.
I took some styling notes from my boy Skip.
Now, are you doing the emblems, the actual original emblems?
Yep, we're going to keep as many emblems.
Okay.
The reason for the gold firewall is we're going to run all the parts that are gold, like
Yeah.
the moldings and trim that are gold.
Yeah.
It'll have all that.
Yeah.
So it'll kind of follow suit throughout the car.
That's going to look good with this patina, that
Yeah.
gold.
We
That's
gotta do
what
another
a
video on
great
this.
design.
yeah,
done.
you guys
Oh, we
really
got
need
to
to
when it's
see
done.
a finished video.
Before you go to sick week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Boy. I'm
in the- in-
impressed with it.
thank you. I
impressed.
appreciate it. We hope it performs the way we want it to. I really think we got a great combination of parts and pieces. It should be very reliable, and it should do its job well.
Yeah. Well,
Beautiful.
it's not your first rodeo.
No, sir.
Yeah,
It's almost
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's what I do every day.
Well, and there's the thing. I mean, this is going to showcase what you guys do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we really like, and we love cars that people want to drive. You know,
That's good. That's
we
good
love all
passion.
cars, but show cars that just sit in the garage all day, you know, that's cool and all. We want to see people drive these things,
Thank
enjoy
you.
it.
That's what Chip's Garage is all
You know,
about.
exactly.
We say that all the time.
Like this car, I'm going to drive it.
Yeah.
I'm going to drive it hard.
Why, in my opinion, why own them if you don't drive them?
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we-
a little bit about you is, a little bit about you is you were in an auto shop here in Hernando County back when I was teaching on the other side.
Yeah, so whether you know it or not,
Yeah.
we've known each other
Yeah.
since I was like 15 or
I know,
16
I know.
years
He
old.
used to come to the meetings and all that.
Yep.
So he started out in an auto shop at school.
I started
That
working
I know.
at Register Chevrolet at 16 years
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
Wow.
in service.
Yeah.
In
So
service.
I've been doing it professionally since
Yeah.
I was 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you don't have to go to college. College is fine. Don't take me wrong. I went to college. but there is a great career in this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
right?
well, for me, we had an amazing 4-year program in high school. Brian Phillips was the instructor.
What
you know
school
him.
was that?
Hernando High School.
Okay.
Fernando.
Okay.
They had a
Yep.
fantastic program.
Yep.
That was a 4-year program. After that, I went to Lincoln Technical Institute in Nashville, Tennessee.
Gotcha.
I did my training there.
Yeah.
Great school.
Great
I
school.
learned a ton.
Yeah.
And I came back and went to work. I've worked in many facets of the repair industry, from diesel, fleet maintenance, equipment repair, and then ultimately into my passion of hot rodding.
Yeah.
So
Get a well-rounded education and experience
Yeah.
is what he's saying. It
Yeah.
makes a big, big difference.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're out of time, guys,
Hey,
but we're going to do this car
Oh,
again when
yeah.
it's done.
One other thing, have you ever thought about doing diesels in hot rods?
yeah, I love it.
Okay.
I
All right.
mean,
all right. That's the next coming future, huh?
I could see it.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, it'd be
You got to
interesting
find the
what
right person.
happens.
You got to find the right person that would want that.
Yeah.
But
I
I don't.
think-
I don't see why not.
Go to
They're
SEMA,
great.
you'll see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder with government and all the
Yeah.
stuff going on there. But we'll see.
All right.
I'm Chip,
I'm Steve.
And I'm Cody.
and this is Chip's
Chip's
Garage.